Hello students. As we know, Rayat Shikshan Sanstha has started ROSE project, that is Rayat Online School Education. My name is Mrs. Sadhana Patil from Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. You all have already studied previous 4 poems. Today, let's learn 2.5 Father Returning Home written by Dilip Chitre. Before starting towards poem, let's discuss about icebreakers. Question number 1. Discuss with your partner the difficulties that you face while commuting to and from the college by public transport. First one. Timing of public transport are not fixed. You have experience of these things. Because of irregularity in the timing, you may miss your important lecture or meeting. Second one. Public transport is always overcrowded. According to me, there are three reasons behind this. First one, it is a cheap mode of transport. Second one, it is convenient for all. And third one, there are various facilities for the senior citizens. Third one, there are many stops throughout the journey. It is time consuming. If your journey is of 10 kilometers, there are number of stops. So the journey is time consuming. And the last one, there is a lot of risk of pickpocketing and chain snatching. My dear students, you might lose your important things like money, documents, etc. Let's turn towards second question. The similar problems are faced by the other commuters on the way to their workplace. Imagine their plight and suggest three solutions. So, here are some solutions. First one is mentioned in the textbook, giving them your places to sit. My dear students, if the person is needy, it is your responsibility to help them. Second one, give a hand to old, handicapped, and lady passengers. While traveling, there are some handicapped people, old and pregnant ladies. You may give a hand to these passengers. Third one, try to book tickets through online facility to avoid crowds. Students, if you want to avoid rush, you must book your ticket online. It will save your time and energy. Fourth point, maintain and follow the public transportation rules. My dear students, I want to tell you one thing that if each and every one follows rules, we can travel peacefully. Now let's turn towards new question. Complete the following table A and B. The way our elders take care of us. Whom do we call as our elders? Our parents, grandparents, elder brother, sister, etc. The way our elders take care of us when we were young. It's our duty to take their care during their old age. First one, they love and protect us. Remember your past memories when you were insisted your grandma to prepare sweet dishes and she prepared it immediately. Remember your childhood when you made a mistake. You made a shield of your mother to protect yourselves from the anger of your father. And she protected. Am I correct? Second one, they teach us our Indian culture and traditions. Right from your childhood. We have been celebrating various festivals through which you become aware about our culture and tradition. Next one, they tell us fairy tales. They not only tell us fairy tales, but also the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, through which they nurture our culture. Now, see the second part B. The way you can take care of elders in your family. This is your turn. First one. Help them in daily chores. Now it is your responsibility to take care of them. You should help them. Second one, spend time with them. Actually, they don't want your help, but they want your company, your quality time, which is very precious for them. Third one, give the mental and moral support. Elder people tend to overthink a lot. So, giving them moral support helps a lot. It's necessary. You should think about this. Now, in the next question, you just have to write your duties towards family, college teachers, and classmates. This is an easy question actually. You can just look at the screen, take a glance, read it, and understand the same. Now, let's learn about the poet. Dilip Purushottam Chitre. See the lifespan 1938 to 2009. He was a celebrated bilingual poet. Bilingual poet means the one who speaks two or more languages fluently, and translator with a remarkable work in Marathi and English language. Here, translator means a person who translates from one language into another. He was a painter, filmmaker, magazine columnist, and a critic. He started his translation work of Marathi saints at the age of 16. Saint Tukaram wrote many abhangas in Marathi, and Dilip Chitre had translated those abhangas in English. Here is an image of his book, says Tuka. He also received the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Award for his poetry as well as his well known translation work. Let's learn the theme of his poems. The central theme of his poem are man's estrangement, isolation, loneliness from the man-made world. Here, estrangement means a state of separation from family, friends, or society. His poems also deal with the miseries of elderly people in big cities. Self disintegration means loss of unity. Death means the end of the life of a person. And exile means a person who is banished from his near and dear ones. This is the major theme of his works. See the portrait of suburban commuter. The present poem, Father Returning Home, is taken from Traveling in the Cage. It draws a portrait of a suburban commuter. It depicts his dull, monotonous, exhausting, and equally pitiable daily routine. Let's discuss about the title. The title, Father Returning Home, belongs to the central character of the poem. The poet's father is the main or lead character of this poem. The title indicates that the poet is talking about the monotonous routine of his father. Here, monotonous means dull and boring routine. The activities of the father and his loneliness are depicted in the poem. Because of his dreary routine, he becomes lonely and makes himself busy in his work. Happiness lost existence in his life. The title is suitable as per the theme of the poem. Father Returning Home is an autobiographical poem where the poet shows the loneliness and world weariness of an old man in his modern society by depicting a picture of his own father returning home from work. The image expresses the theme of separation and generation gap between the poet and his father. My dear students, see the image. There is a question mark. What might be the reason behind it? Everyone is busy in their own world. No one is ready to share their emotions with one another. Estrangement. Exactly, this is the theme of this poem. This image shows the pathetic side of the elders who are neglected and denied even for their basic needs. Sometimes, unknowingly, we do neglect our elders. What is the theme of this poem? Estrangement or alienation. We have already discussed the meaning of both these words. This poem tells that nowadays people not just ignore the outsiders but our own family members as well. The same thing here happens with the poet's father. My dear students, let's read the poem carefully. My father travels on the late evening train, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. His shirt and pants are soggy, and his black raincoat stained with mud, and his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. His eyes, dim by age, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now, I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. He hurries across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Home again. I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man made world. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the graying hair on his wrist. His Salim children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. Now, see the paraphrase of the poem. In the poem, Father Returning Home, poet Dilip Chitre describes the evening routine of his father, an ordinary old man who is a commuter on a local train. His father does not get a seat to relax on. His journey is a monotonous one. No one in the train talks to each other. Due to rainy season, he looks shabby in his wet clothes and his raincoat is stained with mud. His bag is loaded with books and is unable to carry heavy weight due to old age. He gets off the train slowly. He is compared to dropping off a word from a long sentence, which reflects that father is one of the least important person in the society. This is an indication of how elderly people becomes unimportant to the society. He knows that life will not be any different when he reaches home, but still he struggles to walk. Even with all this untidiness, he still desires to reach home as soon as possible. In the second stanza, we see that the father is not welcomed warmly at home. He drinks weak tea and eats stale chapati, which indicates that he is deprived of nourishing food. No one interacts with him, so he tries to keep himself busy in reading. Inside the washroom, he ponders over life, about how alone he is in this crowded world. Because of deep thinking and insecurities, he trembles. His children refuse to share secrets and jokes with him. They do not spend time with him. So he listens to the crackling sound on the radio. He does not have any kind of proper amusing or entertaining items. At last, he drifts into sleep. He dreams of his past and the upcoming future, perhaps hoping for better days to come. Let's move towards the summary of the poem. Here is a description of metropolitan city and the pathetic condition of people, how they travel for earning money. This image describes middle class hardworking father Particularly, the poet describes his father as a commuter and how he travels alone in the train. From this image, we can see the attire of the poet's father. My dear students, what is the meaning of attire? Attire means dressing. Here, the poet's father wears shirt and pants which have become soggy or wet because of rain. His raincoat is stained with mud, but still he tries to reach home as early as possible. My dear students, how do you welcome your father? You welcome him by giving hot cup of tea, some snacks, chit chat with him. Here, the poet's father is completely ignored by giving him weak tea and stale chapati. Yet, without complaining, he quietly gets himself busy by reading and listening radio. Because his own family members do not include him in their happy moments. He has nothing to do and only dreams of his past and future and eventually sleeps into slumber, meaning he sleeps thinking. Moving ahead with the style of the poem. Father returning home is written in simple narrative form, which is monologue. There is no specific rhyme scheme to it and has no stanza pattern. It is of 24 lines, consists two stanzas of 12 lines, and the use of present participle, that is, standing, eating, getting off, etc., is remarkable. The poem has a strong visualization quality. The poem has used special effects of vivid imagery to describe the pain and misery in an old man's soul as he travels in the local train. Use of some painful phrases like a word dropped from a long sentence, which means that the old man is of no more importance to anyone, are used in this poem. Many other interesting images of late evening trains, yellow light, unseen and dim eyes are remarkable. Now let's discuss about the moral or message of the poem. It is a courtesy to treat the seniors with dignity and respect. We should not forget their contribution in our life. They teach us how to handle life's changes and challenges. We should try and keep estrangement away from them. Let's discuss about figures of speech covered in the poem. First one is simile. See the sentence. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. See the explanation. The action of father getting off the train is directly compared with a word dropped from a long sentence. Next one is alliteration. My father travels on the late evening train. The sound of letter T is repeated. See the next example. Stained with mud and his bag stuffed with books. Here, the sound of letter S is repeated. Next one is onomatopoeia. See the example. Listening to the static on the radio. The static is the sound word. Next one is paradox. See the example. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. Eyes are described as unseeing. It is absurd. That's it for this poem, students. Watch this video again and again for more clarification on the topic. Learn this poem by heart. As you have already learnt in previous videos of English that poem carries 10 marks of the whole pattern. So study well. All the best. Thank you very much.